Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg. Today we're taking a look at the OtterBox Commuter Series case for the iPhone 4. This case sells for $34.95. OtterBox realizes that not everyone needs the amount of protection that their Defender series case provides, and that's why they offer several different layers of protection. They've got their Impact series, which is kind of the bottom level of protection. They've got the Defender, which is probably the maximum, and they've got this one, the Commuter, which is their middle of the road as far as protection goes. So let's check it out. In addition to the case itself, you do get this little goodie pack that includes a crystal clear screen protector, a install card, and a microfiber cleaning cloth. It's a nice screen protector. It goes on quite easily, and it is absolutely crystal clear. Here's the case itself. It's a two-piece case. Consists of a silicone layer and then a hard plastic sleeve that goes around. One thing I want to point out about the plastic sleeve, unlike the Defender, it has a cutout for the Apple logo, but there's no screen protector here. The Defender does have that same cutout, but they chose to put a crystal clear layer over that. I kind of wish they'd done that with the Commuter case. I'm not sure why they didn't. So if you plan to use this case, my suggestion would be to take a piece of clear screen protector, cut it in a square and stick it on the back of your iPhone, covering that Apple logo, and then place the case on. That way your Apple logo will be protected. So the installation of this case, it's not too difficult. First step is to put the silicone layer on, and it goes on quite easily. You've got some port covers that you can finagle and get in there, but you don't really have to worry about that until you get this piece on. It's a little bit harder to get the plastic layer on. It utilizes kind of a tongue and groove type system. If you can see there, if you can see on the sides of the rails, there's little notches on each side there, and those correspond to these little cutouts on the side of the silicone piece. I just have been having a little bit of trouble getting them both lined up absolutely perfectly. You start from the top and you line up the sleep awake button and the headset jack, and then you go to the sides, and then you kind of have to lift the bottom up. And this case just requires a little bit of work, kind of making sure that you have everything lined up, and the silicone tends to move around just a little bit, but once you get it on, it's a great fit. Like I said, it just takes a little bit of work getting everything, lined up perfectly. I'd say it's probably the kind of case that once you get it on, you're probably not going to want to take it off very often. The biggest problem seems to be I get one side, lined up perfectly, but then the other side doesn't want to sit in there. And like I said, just kind of have to move the silicone around and get the little groove there that's on the side to line up with the notch on the silicone layer, and that kind of locks everything in place. So let me try to do that real quick. It's hard to tell, whether you have to push it up or back. And there we go. So now I've got both sides locked in. You can see that, it's lined up. There's no spaces or anything on like that. So let's take a look at all the ports and everything. On the bottom, you can see there are two individual cutouts, one for the speaker and one for the microphone. They've got this built-in flap for the 30-pin dock connector. This locks in there nicely. It doesn't move around. It's a nice fit. It's not going to flap out when it's in your pocket and everything like that. The one downside to this is I can't use any of my docks with this. Unfortunately, even when I open it, I can't get it far enough out of the way to use a dock. It just kind of sits in the way and affects my dock. So if you use a dock, or one of those clock radios or something like that, you might have a little bit of trouble using it with this case. On the side, you can see you've got individual buttons there for the volume buttons and a nice size cutout for the vibrate switch. It's pretty easy to access. It's nice and deep. Not a problem getting to it at all. On the top, you'll see there's a flap there for the headset jack, and it has a built-in cutout for the secondary microphone, and then a nice kind of rubber nub there on the sleep awake button that gives you really good feedback when you press it. There's the back. I do have a skin on the back of my phone. This case fits just fine with any sort of skin that you might want to have on your phone. You can see the Apple logo again shines through, so there you go, mine is protected. Like I said, if you are going to use this case, I would suggest putting something over the Apple logo just so it keeps it protected. And then you have one large cutout for the camera and the flash. So the case feels very good in the hand. It's not too big. Again, it provides a decent amount of shock and impact protection. No, it's not the Defender. You get some good lay on the table design. You can see that lip there. It's not the Defender by any means, but again, not everyone needs that amount of protection. OtterBox simply makes some of the best quality cases out there on the market. If you've been wanting to try an OtterBox, but you've been staying away because of the size of the Defender, I think the Commuter is an excellent choice to try. And it gets you into an OtterBox case without sacrificing too much of the overall slimness of the iPhone. So that is a brief look at the OtterBox Commuter Case for the iPhone 4. Again, it's available for $34.95. Link in the video description. If you have any questions about this case or anything else, feel free to drop me a line. Otherwise, you have a great day.